Well, good morning. My name is Nick.
And I'm Mindy.
And we are here again on a Wednesday morning to encourage you as parents and families and point us all towards hope, encouragement in Christ.
Yeah, and one of the things that we know we need to capitalize on as families when we're talking about discipleship is holidays. And we have a holiday coming up on Sunday, Valentine's Day.
Who knew?
Right, and sometimes that holiday is celebrated, sometimes people despise it. Lots of different emotions going on in there. A lot of hurt feelings can come up with Valentine's Day, thinking through past hurts, current hurting situations. So Valentine's Day in and of itself can be a touchy holiday.
It can be, yeah.
So we want to be aware of that and be sensitive to that. But we also know that it's in our culture. Kids are going to be hearing about it, seeing commercials, seeing billboards in the stores. You know, you see candy like crazy. So how do we as parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, capitalize on that for our children? So
we want to talk about just a couple of ways to do that. So, like Mindy said, whether you as a family celebrate Valentine's Day or not, it's around and we're going to hear about it. So what are some ways that we can really capitalize on this idea of love, and maybe even tying it into, like, so often in our culture it's this idea of the romantic love. But we can shift that. We can talk about it in a different way with our family and say, no, it can be just about love and appreciation and really caring for someone. And what does love look like in our family? What does it look like to love your siblings well? What does it look like to love your mother well? What does it look like to love your grandfather well? Whatever it is, we can kind of talk about that and unpack it a little bit in this time. And maybe take some time and look into Saint Valentine, who the day was named after.
There's an Adventures in Odyssey about that. Like, you can listen to those, and there's actually books. Voice of the Martyrs has a book out about him.
Yep.
I believe. Don't quote me on that. But
We just did.
yeah. Sorry if you can't find it. I know they have one on St. Patrick.
Yeah.
For sure.
Push it back, use it for St. Patrick's Day, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Another thing, though, with Valentine's Day, too, is because of the ideas of love and talking about it, sometimes that can stir up some loneliness. So if you think about people, this is a great chance for your family to think about who are people that have lost someone that they've loved dearly in the last year, in the last couple years, who might be lonely, and think about a way, how do we serve them? Do we invite them over for dinner? Do we make them something? Do we send them a card? How can we reach out in this season to help people that are lonely? Because that is a definite, when we get to those holidays, it can bring up the loneliness. So great way for your family to serve and to develop some empathy in your kids, to think about other people's feelings.
Yeah, and to reach out to your friends. This is still kind of a weird time that we're not really used to. And like Mindy said, whether it's because of a past loss or a hurt or something, a lot of people are lonely right now. So reach out to your friends, reach out to people around you. Take time to encourage them really well and to love them well the way we're called to as we represent Christ to people around us.
Another book that I used to read when I was a teacher, it's called What Does Love Look Like? It's by Jeanette Oak. And it's actually a true story about what her granddaughter did. And they were asked in their classroom to draw a picture of what love looks like. And it's got great ideas. And these kids talking about what they think love looks like. And so it's a great conversation with your family. And at the end, the little girl's picture is a picture of the cross. So what the ultimate love looked like, a great way to tie in what Jesus did for us, the sacrifice of love and what he did in a fun way. So those of you that might homeschool or have daycares, or even like grandparents, you're looking for a book to read with your grandchildren or an activity to do, something on a cold, snowy day, this would be a good book that you could use too.
So there it is. Hope this is helpful and encouraging to you as parents and families about Valentine's Day and capturing holidays.
Yeah, so have a wonderful snowy day, everybody.
See you next week.